Hi everyone, my name's Electric Donkey and today we are once again back on the No Man's Sky type project we've got going. It's not kind of got a little bit off rails at the moment and into more of a mix with Starbound, but it'll do. But anyway, in the last episode we were having a weird issue with the placement of blocks. Now I've gone ahead and fixed that, so let me just show you what we had to do. So if you remember, in the object drawer slots we had this global right button and there was all this stuff here. I believe we can add this bit back in if you got rid of that, and we can probably get rid of that as well, but oh yeah, we didn't have the script imagery removed yet, which is what we're going to be doing today. But if we give it a run now, we should see it working, and I'll go and tell you how to fix that in a minute. It was an issue with the database script. So if we, okay, so we do need to get rid of this. Okay. And then run it again, and we should see it working, and I'll go through and explain what was going wrong. So if we mine this, and there you go, we can see we've got some dirt, and because it's not removing it, we can place dirt for all eternity. At the moment we have no rush, and particularly we can build like a plinth for us to stand on. Let's check the wood is working. I'll make like a little tree thing on top. Okay, so yeah, that's all working. Now let me show you what we actually did. So in the script db, if you scroll right down to the bottom, you should see here the case bk, which returns the background name. What you want to do is, before it said this, you just want to remove the -1s, just like that, off both of them, both that and both that. Okay, so once you've done that, it'll be working pretty nice and pretty well, I'd say. Only thing is that we've got one thing left to do, which is remove the items. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to create a new script, call it script inventory remove. It's a relatively simple script. This basically it's search, which is for the item, and removes it. So let me get my example up. It will be under inventory and inventory remove. We might need inventory search, which script slot search we have. Okay. We'll try and make it all in one script because we don't need to make it too chunky. So we're going to say var item equals argument 0. Relatively simple stuff there. Now this is the main bit. This is where we search for the item. So search for the item. We're going to use a for loop. If you don't know about for loops, you can check out my video on that I made a while ago. And basically this for loop is just going to loop through all of our inventory slots. And, that's the way we'll do that. Oh dear. So I'm going to say if level.env 0i equals item. So this is relatively simple. We're just looping through and using selection to find the right one. So we've now found that at this slot we have this item. So now we know that from that we can just say global.env 1i minus. That'll take 1 from the count. Say if global.env 0i, which is the 1i even, which is the count, equals 0. So if we've run out of items entirely in that slot, then we're going to say global.env 0i equals 0, and then finally we're going to return true. It's relatively simple, and we'll leave it at that for the moment, because if we start to do the debugging messages, it'll start to become a little bit annoying. So let's give this a go. The thing that we want to check is if it removes it from our slots. Okay, so it's not removing it from our inventory, and the reason is because, let's close this, we've not actually uncommented it. So if you haven't already, in your global right button, you want to write in a little bit here using script inventory remove. We don't need the item, and then we just pass in our current one with the slot run. So if we give that a run now, technically what should happen is we should be able to just place a block, and it will disappear from our inventory, and it'll be like a one-time use. Okie dokie, but for some reason it isn't going to look like that. So let's see what's going wrong. Script inventory remove. Global dot slots. Let's do a little check here. Show debug message item. So when we place a block, we should end up with the debug console showing up a number, and that number will be the ID of the block we're trying to remove. So fingers crossed this one should come as 1. Yep, that's come as 1. So we know that bit's working. Now the other one to check will be to get rid of that, put one in here. So show debug message, and we want to add in that, but we want to change that to 0. In fact, we want to get rid of that and put that there. So at some point from that we should also see 1 come up. So it'll be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then 1 should come up. It'll be looping forever, I believe. Oh no, only when we place a block. So we should see 1 in there. Or a 2. Okay. Yeah, the ID block is 2. So the way we're going to get around this is going into our inventory remove. We are going to say, get rid of that. All these i's, we're going to say I minus 1. No, not that, sorry. We want to say argument 1, argument 0, minus 1. Now that will get you the real ID. So in the thing here we have the fake ID going from 1 to 3. In here we have the real ID, which is what's been stored in here. So 0, 1, 2. To do anything we technically need the real ID, however what is being stored in the inventory is the fake ID. So the way we got around that was by minusing 1, which gave us the real ID. So if we now give this a go, in fact it's not even showing our debug message anymore. Where did we put the debug message actually? I think we got rid of it, didn't we? No, we've put this the wrong way around. The item variable is fine. What we need to change is this variable. So where we're going to do that is that minus 1. And anywhere it says 0, minus 1. Is it that we want, or is it the I we want? No, we don't need that. We need that. That's important. Okay, we'll give this a run. If it does work, I'll go back and explain that a bit better. Again, it's kind of experimental at this point. Yep, so you can see it has gone from the inventory, but the slots haven't refreshed, which was what I was afraid of happening, but we can fix it, and it has technically worked, done its job. So let me just run through what we did there. In the global right button pressed, in fact, in the script inventory remove item, this bit has all stayed exactly the same. Only in this if statement check, we have minus 1 from what we're being stored in our inventory, which is the fake ID, to get our real ID. And the real ID we can compare to the item, which is also in a real ID. And yeah, that will fix that mainly. In the next video, what we're going to do, and what's currently missing from our game to make it work, is we'll work out these slots, because at the moment there isn't a way to refresh them. So the way we do this is inventory remove item, and here we've got the script slot search, and that won't exactly cause it, but I'll go into it in the next video properly. There's all sorts of different bits we can go into and do to make it all work a bit better, but we'll want to refresh the slots after we've done that, and there's a way we can do that. So anyway guys, check back in the next video. If you like this one, remember to like, subscribe, or just do what you guys want to do, and I will talk to you in the next one.